What's up guys, RoyalZProduction here, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about my decision to leave Strategy Lab Marketing and pursue my own company, RoyalZProduction, full-time and freelance video full-time. Basically, it just was kind of getting to the point where I wanted to be, I was getting booked on the side to shoot creative videos full-time. I also kind of needed the time to travel more and to just take time away a little bit and just focus on things that I love shooting. So like music videos, automotive, fitness, it's just super creative videos, travel videos. These are just things that I really want to focus on. And especially on the music industry side, like I really want to build the connections and travel more with that, as that is something that I'm very passionate about. I also want to talk about how videography fell into place. It definitely wasn't just something I tried out and thought it was cool and like that it was different and everything. It was something that was that fell in my lap, and I just kind of ran with it. So I'll kind of I want to talk a little more about where I started to where I am now, and just like how crazy of a journey it's been. I'd say about 4 years ago now, I was just graduating high school, and I'm kind of going to rewind a little bit actually. When I was in grade 11, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that apparently 1 in 20 million people get. So I was that lucky person to be stuck with this, but it was actually just a cosmetic issue, thank God. Could have been 100 times worse. So this disease, it was autoimmune, meaning that my body was attacking itself for reasons that we don't really know. It didn't allow my face, my left side of my face, to produce fat cells. And the disease actually ate away at the fat cells over time, over a long period of time. Like I wouldn't notice change in my face on the one side for about 1 or 2, 3 months at a time. During this, when I was diagnosed, when I was in grade 11, I was a wrestler. I was really good at it. I was getting scouted by universities. That was kind of my ticket in for scholarships throughout university, because I did want to pursue university out of high school. I had to start going on these medications to help burn the disease out, which took time before we could go ahead with reconstructive surgery, and which was just fat grafting, which I'll get into a little later on. So I'm on these meds through grade 11 and 12. We still see progression. Through these years, I was extremely self-conscious about my face and how people looked at me. I always wondered, walking through the halls of school in high school, I'd walk by people through class changes or finishing up my classes or whatever in the mornings, and I'd always look at all these people's faces and I'd be like, damn, why was I that 1 in 20 million people for this to happen? Why was I that 1 in 20 million? How is it possible that I was chosen for that? The doctors told me, specialists told me that I wasn't allowed any trauma on the one side of my face. Therefore, I had to quit wrestling. And that was something I was very passionate about. I loved wrestling, martial arts and stuff. I got into Muay Thai kickboxing, mixed martial arts. I used to train all of that, but I had to quit everything when the doctors told me to, in case it flared up the disease more than it already has. So I'm taking these meds for about 2 years, and keep in mind, I'm still self-conscious. At this point, it's bothering me. Before, in grade 9, when I got into high school, it didn't really, until it started to show more progression in the cheek, in the chin area. My chin looked bigger on one side than the other. My temple area, on my forehead, and underneath my eye, it was pretty noticeable. I have zero documentation of any photos of me. Maybe only at family events, close family events. Probably 5 or 6 years, there's literally no pictures of me, unless it was from the side, or if it was from the back. Otherwise you wouldn't, I've never had pictures taken of me because I was literally that self-conscious about it. Fast forward to grade 12, graduation. So I was 17 years old, and I was we switched up my meds again because the disease kept progressing. So, and trust me, this is all going to get into videography right away here. This is honestly how everything kind of happened, and how I'm doing video now, and doing what I do full time now, and why I'm even talking to a camera right now about any of this, and posting onto a YouTube channel. So just bear with me. So I graduated high school, and we noticed that the disease is progressing fairly quickly or just quicker than usual. So we upped my dosage. I was taking a drug called methotrexate. It was a pill form, and I had to take it once a week. It was, I believe, 20 milligrams. We weren't seeing results from that. Disease kept progressing, so we had to switch to sub-Q. So instead of a pill form, I had to take an injection once a week of 25 milligrams, I believe, around that. And the difference between a pill and an injection, you're gonna get that full dosage amount. Your body's gonna absorb that full dosage whereas a pill, you're gonna get less than the actual dosage of the pill form that you're taking. So they told me, side effects might come up in about 2 to 3 months of taking this. And I've never ever had side effects to like taking any sort of like over-the-counter drugs of any sort, or no, I would never get symptoms or anything. Like whenever I get sick and have to take a drug and they say you might have side effects of being dizzy or something, I would just never get that. And that's just like, and I was never used to having any sort of side effects. So 2 or 3 months goes by and the doctor and the specialists were definitely right. I start to feel like an extreme nauseous feeling in my stomach. The second that this drug would hit my bloodstream, and I would feel sick to my stomach, like borderline puking sick for about 6 out of 7 days a week, which wasn't even a full day. I had 1 day of grace period, which wasn't even a full day because I'd feel better in the morning, but then by Sunday evening, I'd have to re-inject myself. And yeah, it was basically the worst time of my life, and I had to do this for 1.5 years straight. This was in the summer, so going into what should have been my first year of university, which I tried. So I was working actually part-time in my mom's office, like super part-time hours, because that's all I could really do. So I'd really just like wake up in the morning. If I felt okay to go in for a few hours, I would. If not, I wouldn't. And that was only maybe 2 days a week. So it was just super difficult to even like get up and do something like that. I literally had like 0 resume. I really did want to go to school because, my parents went to school. So I tried university, I tried a few classes a semester. I didn't like flunk, but like I was pretty close because I wasn't even going to class because I was so sick. And when I was at class, like I felt super sick, super down. I just didn't really want to be there, and I didn't see like a point in me being there. I actually also enrolled into EMS, which I'll also get into a little later on, but I was just trying to find like something to do and something that made like decent money as well that I could have like a future in. So when I got into university and I was kind of going through all the pains of the medication and everything, a few months into it, my aunt and uncle sent me a late grad present, or a high school grad present. It was a Canon T3i. And it literally sat in my room. I actually got it when I graduated high school, so it sat in my room for like 3 or 4 months. It was brand new in the box, and back then I was like really into cars. So one of my best friends, he saw the camera underneath my desk. We were just like chilling in my room one day, and he's like, "Bro, like why don't you like take some pictures of my car? Like you have a camera, let's go do something." Because we were like bored one summer day or something like that, hanging out. So I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. Like, I don't know, like it's just been sitting there. Like, I don't even know if it's a good camera. I didn't know at the time. T3i back then was a pretty decent camera. So we took it out, took some photos. It actually turned out half decent. And then I found out after a few like car shoots, when I was shooting like all my friends' cars, that the camera also did video. So I shot my first video of my own car, and then I started shooting videos of all my friends' cars. And then people that I didn't even know started in the car scene started hitting me up for car videos. So I kind of became that car video guy, I guess. So like while I was doing this, I was still like trying university, but I was still shooting car videos. Even in the winter, I was shooting like winter drift videos and everything. It got to the point where like I was going to class and I was like only editing my car videos and like looking up editing tutorials and like shooting tutorials. I didn't even like really care to be in school or in class anymore. So, my grades obviously suffered, and it got to the point where it was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. So I dropped my classes during my second semester. That's when I enrolled into EMS, and I was put on a wait list while still on these medications, still feeling like absolute garbage every single day of the week pretty much. No grace period really. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, and it's kind of funny because I remember when I'd be driving around, because I used to have like a 300ZX back then. I used to be really into cars, and I just go for cruises sometimes. And I always cruise around, middle of the night. Wouldn't be able to sleep because this medication always also gave me like a really antsy feeling in my stomach, like butterflies all night. So it was really difficult for me to go to bed. So sometimes middle of the night I get up and I just go for a drive. To just kind of like make myself tired so I could go to sleep at like 3, 4 in the morning. I always thought to myself when driving, I was like, I know I'm destined to do something. I know I'm gonna do something cool. I know I'm gonna help people in the future. I know that I'm gonna do something amazing, but like I just don't know what it is. And I know it's not just gonna fall into my lap, but I know something like things will just work out and I'll figure it out. I just know I'll figure it out. Like something good is gonna happen. Like maybe it's video, maybe it's with EMS. Like I don't know. Like I think I'm just gonna like kind of wait it out until this medication's all done for. My hairdresser was also into cars, so he's actually seen some of my car videos before, like floating around Facebook and YouTube. So he's like, would you ever like consider doing like corporate videos or like real estate videos and stuff? I was like, I don't know if there's much of like a scene for that. And he's like, you know what, I'm gonna put a good word in for with my buddies over at Strategy Lab Marketing. So I get a text from my barber and he's like, hey, give them an email, I put a good word in for you. So I give him an email, I go in for a meeting at this company, and keep in mind I have no resume with me, I had no papers with me, I had like flunked out of university pretty much, and that was about it. And I had a Canon T3i, a gimbal, and a 50mm Canon lens, and that was about it. And I showed them my YouTube channel, which at that time had like around like 1 million views of like car videos. And just so happened that Brandon, my old boss, also was really into cars, so we just clicked right away, and they hired me actually kind of on the spot, or like I guess they wanted to like try me out. So I remember my very first shoot, we were shooting a behind the scenes video of a photo shoot that was going on for a modeling company, and I shot BTS of that, and like that was super cool because I was getting paid, which I've never gotten paid for a car video leading up to this job. And then Brandon edited the video, and I still remember he's like, hey man, come over here. Like I was at the office editing some other video for them, and he showed me the video all finished, and like majority of the shots were all of my footage or all of my shots, and it was just cool to see that like come to life, like a corporate video come to life that I was actually paid for. So at this point I was obviously addicted. You know, I was trying to take as many shoots as I could with them and help out and just like be on set as much as I could with Brandon. Brandon and I were supposed to go shoot a real estate video, which I've never shot a real estate video before. Something came up with Brandon, he couldn't make the shoot, but it was still on. So he dropped a camera off at my house, a GH4 I think. And he's like, yeah, go and GH4 in a wide angle. He's like, yeah, take your gimbal and go shoot this video. I'm like, you know, I'm kind of throwing the fire a little bit. So I went out, shot the video, and it turned out great. And after that, everything kind of kept snowballing. They had me shooting more and more. You know, at this time I was off my medication. I was feeling good. I was ready to like hop into something 110%. And I was shooting videos with Stratlabs. You know, from my parents' perspective, you know, they both went to school. You know, my parents are telling me, you know, maybe you should take a few classes, maybe you should like still do something on the side so you can have a piece of paper, a certificate. But I'm like so caught up in shooting videos at this company that I just want nothing to do with school. So I'm still shooting car videos on the side as well. So I'm still kind of building my YouTube, I'm building my social media, I'm posting all my car videos to my social media, I'm staying relatively active. Out of nowhere, I discover music videos. And I start shooting these, and I shoot my first one, and then everybody starts messaging me for music videos. All these random artists that I've never met in my life, never heard of in my life, are messaging me for music videos and asking about my rates. So I started charging for music videos, and it wasn't very much. Most of them I was doing for free, just to gain the experience, because it was such a different realm than like corporate shooting and car videos from what I was used to. So I started shooting the music videos, and now I'm not really a car videographer anymore. Everybody's calling me a music videographer. I'm like that guy that shoots the music videos in Regina, which is different. And I kind of just rolled with it. I was like, okay, sure, like I guess I'm the music video guy now, not the car video guy. Start pushing the music videos a little heavier. You know, I'm getting to the point now where I start vlogging, and then I made my behind the scenes vlog with Bon Fils of how I shoot my rap videos. And that video is one of the most viewed videos for music video tutorials on all of YouTube. So it's like, okay, now I guess I'm like somebody that wants to just like pour my knowledge onto other filmmakers and other like amateur filmmakers like myself back then, who I was back then. So now I'm posting more content on YouTube. I just completely fall in love with this genre of shooting. Same with like creative shooting and stuff too. You know, about year 3 into working at the company, I kind of found my own style, shooting anything really. Leading up to like my 3rd year of filming full time and like really taking it seriously. And you know, it wasn't until that year 2.5 or like to 3 years where I really like caught that style and like I was rolling with it. And you know, I was doing the tutorials, I was talking more in front of the camera, which, you know, like I said, when I was in high school and even out of high school, I was terrified of being in front of the camera because I was worried people would see my face. Like since I got hired at StratLab, at that marketing company, and till like now, I've had like 3 or 4 like fat graft surgeries where they basically like inject fat from different parts of like my body into my face and like even my face out so it looks a little more normal. But yeah, that's a story about that. But now just getting into like the videography and where I am now, you know, as of 2019 January, you know, I was getting booked so much like on the side, and it was all music videos, and that's something I love doing. Like even, you know, I still was shooting like kind of corporate-y stuff on the side, but I was also full-time at StratLab. So, you know, I'm balancing, you know, prioritizing StratLab, but also trying to shoot music videos and push like my company, I guess, as well, and like run my own company. And, you know, you're literally juggling 2 companies pretty much at once. It just got to a point where, you know, I was like, you know, one week I would be slacking StratLab, the other week I'd be slacking RoyalZ, and then it just like, it kept switching off. And it just got to the point where I was booked enough on the side to be able to leave the company, like leave Strategy Lab and pursue something that I just like really love doing. And I also looked into like, okay, is this just like a phase? Is music videos just a phase? Is creative shooting just a phase? But you know, I've loved doing it for the past 2 years straight, and it's never gotten boring, it's never gotten annoying. So I knew that this was something that I wanted to pursue full time. Yeah, I'm only about a month in, just kind of organizing everything, but ready now to start taking on like heavy video load and just really grinding hard at this. It's really weird just kind of how like the worst thing in my life, like the worst possible thing in my life that I could never wish upon anybody, ended up being the best thing in my life, and really like showing me like what I'm worth in this world, because I really didn't know what I was like meant to do leading up into, you know, going through all my medication phases, the doctor, like seeing the doctors every week phase, and MRIs, CT scans like every freaking month. Like it was like pretty scary. And like the worst thing that's ever happened to me, not the worst thing that could happen to me, but the worst thing that ever happened to me ended up being the best thing in my life and really paving a path, because you know, I could have been doing a lot of other things if I didn't have this weird disease, right? Like maybe I would have finished school and maybe, you know, I'd like have an office job or something, which is totally fine, but I just don't know if I'd be living like the same like lifestyle that I would be now. You know, for all I know, I could be the best welder in the world. I could be the best, be the one to invent the next gaming console. I don't know, the next big gaming console. Like I don't know. I just I found videography and I pushed it, and now it's my job, and it's something that I feel like I'm really good at and that I should push full time on my own. So yeah, that's kind of my story. Not a lot of people know about all that, but it's totally how everything just like worked out. So this job is definitely so much more than, you know, just a cool thing to do, or like something that I thought was cool, so I ordered a camera, tried it out, and whatever. Like no, like this is like I think back to sometimes, you know, when life gets kind of tough, I think back to like the really shitty times of, you know, like what really led me to sitting in my chair stressed out, going through edits at 3-4 in the morning, like freaking out about my workload. And you know, I'm able to take a step back, relax, and keep working really hard. So yeah, that's my story. And yeah, just really stoked to be doing my own thing now and pushing this full time, and I can't wait to see what this year has to offer. I think it's going to be pretty crazy. I think it's going to be the craziest year of my life. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Peace.